Hello and welcome to the Infinite Skills Advanced course for SOLIDWORKS 2013, and this is Chapter 1. In this first lesson, we're going to learn a little more about advanced bodies. Multi-body modeling is really the gateway to most of the advanced functions that you'll find in SOLIDWORKS. And so to move forward with the software, you really need to understand the concepts and tools and techniques involved with multi-body modeling. Let's start with some simple concepts and techniques just to refresh your memory. I'm going to start a brand new part from an Infinite Skills part template, and I'll create a simple part in a familiar way. Select a sketch tool, such as the rectangle, and then I click on a sketch plane, and then create the sketch. Use the extrude tool to extrude this sketch, and I've created a SOLIDWORKS part. Now notice in my feature manager, I have a couple of folders. One of these is called surface bodies, and one is called solid bodies. If you do not have these, this would be a good opportunity to turn them on. Go to your Tools Options dropdown and select Options. In here, you need to go to the Feature Manager page, and in Solid Bodies, make sure this is set to Show, and also Surface Bodies, make sure that one is also set to Show. This way, it will always be clear exactly how many solid bodies or surface bodies you have available in your current model. So if I revisit the sketch that I used to create this model, let's go back and expand the boss extrude, and then right-click on the sketch and select Edit Sketch. In this case, I just made a single loop, but if I had made a second loop that was disjoint or does not touch the first one, so I have a pair of rectangles like this, and then exit the sketch, SOLIDWORKS now creates what looks to be two parts, but these are really just two solid bodies within the same part. I'm still in a part file, but these two volumes are not joined together. They do not touch, and they're considered two separate solid bodies in SOLIDWORKS. Now, SOLIDWORKS has a separate concept for surface bodies, which we'll learn about a little bit later. But for now, we're just going to work with solid bodies. There are several other ways also that you might create solid bodies. For example, you might, on a part like this, make a cut that goes entirely through one part, and make sure this goes through all. SOLIDWORKS is asking us what bodies do we want to keep. We could keep all of the bodies or just selected bodies. Body 1 or body 2. I'm going to select the all bodies option and say OK. Now I want you to notice some things up here. First of all, SOLIDWORKS is automatically naming these bodies in the same way that it names features. But notice that when this last body was cut into two separate pieces, each body was given the name of the last feature that touched it, that being the cut extrude 1. And so the cut extrude 1 has a body number 1 and a cut extrude 1 body number 2. This naming convention is easy to follow, but it does get confusing. If you have a body that you would like to remember and work with later on, it's always a good idea to change the name of the body, and you do that in the same way that you change the name of features with the slow double click. We'll just change the name to changed name. The other way that you can rename features or bodies is by clicking on the body and pressing F2 on the keyboard. And we'll call this another change. Now, if you have a feature such as a fillet that touches this body, the body will not be renamed. It is reordered in the list of bodies, but it's not renamed. To contrast with that, let's use this middle body with the stock name, and we'll put a fillet on this one as well. And we'll see that the body with the stock name gets updated to the last feature that touched it. which is fillet 2. So that's a little bit about body naming conventions. We'll come back shortly and talk about additional ways to create solid bodies.